philosophy with the team? Do you just keep encouraging? Do you lay down the hammer? Can you just give us a sense of what your philosophy?
Well, I think I think at this level, it's still more about, I think especially with our group of players, with the exception of maybe a couple of guys, we got to keep teaching and keep coaching, trying to coach a lot of these young guys up and, encourage them to, keep fighting and keep battling and keep learning and, stay with, the game plan of the opposing pitcher, the opposing bullpen guys that come in and, gain this experience of going through tough times. Philosophically, depending on the type of game that we're in, I mean, you can do some hitting and running, maybe try to force the action a little bit with certain groups of players. If that presents itself, that really hasn't the last couple of days when we've been in this hitting funk. But I think those are the, I mean, you can juggle the lineup, but, I think you still got to put your best players at the top of the order to try to get as many at-bats for those guys as possible, especially in a 7-inning game, right? Because you're only going to get 3 at-bats potentially. So, those are some of our thoughts as a coaching staff.
Okay. Your assessment of Austin Gomber today, he gave up the 2 solo homers, but other than that, I thought he threw okay.
Yeah, his stuff was fine. Frazier, a good little hitter, leading the league in hits, jumped him on the first pitch, a fastball that looked to be sort of middle in, a little bit up, and he got the barrel to it. And then the other home run was well struck. That looked a little bit lower, but that had to be on the middle end too, sort of down, maybe above the knee, and that guy put a good swing on that as well. So they jumped him. We gifted them a run when Elias tried to make a play on the full count, double steal attempt, and rushed his throw and threw it into the outfield. You don't know how that inning would have played out, but Austin came back and got a couple big strikeouts to keep it at 2-0. But the game was about their pitching and about our lack of offense. It's been a rough couple days. The last couple doubleheaders on the offensive side for sure.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Larry.
Yeah, buddy. As long as you've been around, to see a entire team just in a funk on the hitting, what do you say or what do you do?
Well, I think I just answered that with Patrick's question, Larry. We continue to talk to the players. There's some things we could do on the offensive side to maybe jumpstart the team. If we have some stolen base attempts, we can hit and run. We can squeeze bunt if that presents itself. I mean, there's some things we can do offensively that might get the guys going. Again, we got to, continue to follow the scouting reports, what the guys are doing, try to get educated as much as possible on the opposing pitching staff so we know what's coming. Again, continue to battle try to win every pitch that we see, these things that we talk about pregame. Keep fighting until you get through it. I mean, that's what you got to do. I mean, these guys are professional players. They've been through slumps before individually and probably at times as a team, and that's what we're going through now. We're going through a team-wide slump offensively.
We're seeing a number of called third strikes and things like that. Is it too much guessing going on, or just not having seen some of these pitchers before?
Well, I'd have to look to see exactly how many, and I'm trying to think back today, Larry, how many called strike. I know Tapp did in the first inning. That looked like a ball. That looked high. I couldn't tell. I'll take that when you don't want to really expand the zone. I'm not sure how many called strikes, 3 we had to date. I'll double check. But usually that's, at times, that can be a good thing if they're borderline pitches. If it's a ball, if the umpire maybe rings you up on a ball outside the zone, that's sort of a tough break there. But, let me do some research on that, Larry, to see how often we're striking out looking. That's okay. A tough one to answer if I don't know it.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
Ed,
Hey, buddy. Obviously, the offense pretty anemic lately, and we talked a lot about that today. But I'm curious from my standpoint, when you go back to the hotel tonight, how quickly are you able to wash this off? Is this something when you're in a slump like this where it's just something that you get rid of it today and you're back tomorrow and you're re-energized? How do you do that?
Well, I'll be re-energized, Ed, for sure. I think that, over the years, I've learned that, I'll go back and watch the game on video. I'll watch our at-bats, I'll watch our pitching, so I'll watch that. And then in this game, because it's every day, you have to prepare for tomorrow quickly. You can't dwell on wins or losses. I've learned that both ways. You talk to, any head coach, any manager, any coach for that matter, in baseball, man, you better be able to turn the page quick. I know as a player you had to. You ask any closer, you ask any player who maybe struck out with the bases loaded to end the game, or made an error to lose a game. And conversely, a pitcher who got a save, a guy who had a walk-off home run, a pitcher threw a complete game. You got to turn the page. It doesn't, that's old news. You got to think about the future. So that's how I view it. And I think those in baseball, I think you sort of view it the same way. This game, tomorrow's game is going to happen in, roughly 17 hours, and we got to be ready to play, and we got to be positive coming out to play a good game, and we need Kyle to do his thing, and we need to jump on their pitcher.
Buddy, with regard to Austin Gomber, several months ago when the trade went down for Nolan, a lot was being made about speculation that the assets coming from the Cardinals were not going to be as beneficial as people might have liked. But with Austin, it seems like he has really given you probably everything you could have expected up to this point. Is that a fair statement?
Well, yeah, and I think there's still room to grow in there. He's still a young service time pitcher. He doesn't have a lot of major league innings, so I think there's more to come on the positive side with him. So, we're excited about his future. Again, I think he's learning every start that he makes. He had that great start in New York, yet, as you know, took a shutout into the ninth inning. But he's been throwing the ball great. So, I continue to watch him develop, and hopefully he can, give us the types of outings here recently moving forward.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep.